We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. You are welcome to from wherever you are connecting. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, diagnosis of emotional disturbance is the beginning. Anger, greed, frustration, violence, sex. These are all psychological diseases. And like any other disease, unless it is properly diagnosed, no treatment is possible. Without the proper diagnosis of the problem, no solution is possible. You throw your anger on this or that. Sometimes you throw on wares on this and that. In many different ways you throw your anger. Really, it is not a question of anger or any other emotional disturbance. When you are sexually unfulfilled, anger comes in. You throw it on many things. And if you make it a question of anger or emotional disturbance, any kind, violence or anything, the diagnosis is wrong. It is a question of self-realization. Why is one violent? Why is one angry? Why is one destructive? Because he is angry against himself, against his very being, because he is and he feels to be against the whole world. When a seed is not properly nourished and nurtured, it does not blossom, it grows crooked. So these emotional disturbances are the outcome of improper growth of your being. For some reason or the other, because of conditioning or anything, you have not blossomed into your being. A Buddha is silent and non-violence because it's not that he has practiced it, but because he is now realized. He has realized himself. Or in your terminology, he has self-actualized himself. The seed has actualized its potential and moved in the direction of blossoming. Now the flower has come to its total flowering, so nothing is there to release. No energy is there to release. You have not blossomed. You have not self-realized. Then energy is scattering into different directions. It may become violence. It may become sexual dissatisfaction, anger, greed. If you have blossomed, if you are fulfilled, simple gratefulness to the existence remains. Now there is no complaint. Nothing is wrong. Because you have not self-realized, you have not diagnosed the cause of your emotional disturbance, so you are full of complaint, you are angry against everyone. When you really flower, everything becomes okay. Isn't it your experience that now Since you are connected, you are getting more and more fulfilled. So, do you see problems in others? Do the behavior of the others cause any kind of disturbance to you? Everything was same. The person against who you had the complaints and you had found is difficult to live, has he changed? He is the same way. The only thing is this: you are fulfilled. No part of your energy remains unsatiated. The fulfillment has reached to that extent that the being is flowering. Day by day, it is opening more and more new petals. It is in the process of opening the new petals. So, whatsoever you do, there is no complaint because you do not have excess energy to complain about anyone, to see about anything. You are so fulfilled in yourself that you do not have time for these useless things. Whatsoever the other does, that is his outlook. You have, Buddha does not have any problems with anyone. Awakened one really does not have problem with anyone. He is self-realized. He has realized himself. Realizing oneself is knowing your potentials, exploring your potentials, and then allowing the potentials to attain fruition. You do not know what are your potentials, what you are capable of. That is why you are full of complaints. Isn't it so? You had been full of complaints when you started your journey. As you started flowing within the energy field of the awakened one, you are becoming more and more flowing, flute-like, mellow. And in that, your being is blossoming, opening its petals one by one. And you see the flower opens its petals moment to moment, and the process is so slow that the human eye cannot capture it. Only when the flower is blossomed to its fullness that you see this is a fully blossomed flower. That fully blossomed flower is Buddhahood, awakened one. Now there is no complaint, nothing is wrong. All the complaints arise because you have energy that you have not utilized in your own blossoming. You do not know how to allow yourself to blossom. The seed blossoms only in the company of its gardener. Awakened one is the gardener. It creates the right kind of environment, situation for the seed to blossom. From time to time, it adds manure, fertilizer in the form of his warmth, his love, his understanding into you. Life is multidimensional. He infuses that in every dimension of it. Buddha was never a cook. I have not come across any awakened master who had been a chef also, who know how to create different kind of dishes or work on many different dimensions. Probably the existence has chosen this role to be performed through Tao. So, this is a part of your life also. What kind of food you have to. I have learned this from my grandmother. When I used to complain or anything, show interest, he said, right now you are complaining. When the time comes in, you will cherish it. You will know the significance of it. You will know the significance of it. You are creating utilities in those things which cannot be consumed on its own. You are blending different things. This is the crux of the matter of the process of transformation. How to take the different ingredients and blend them in such a way that it becomes a tasty item. The same thing is how to incorporate your emotions, blend into such a way, whether it is your sex is one of the important aspects, how to blend it into a tasty dish that gives satiation to you and through you to the others. The energy flows, that the fragrance and the beauty flows out of you. Because of this, Buddha could not see problems. Now you start complaining less and less. You see less and less problems. All is good. That is why Buddha is not revolutionary. He is not ready to change anyone. To be revolutionary, you must be able to see misery. Buddha saw this, found a solution, and he self-realized that process, and the being is blossomed, its fragrance and beauty, its luster, its grandeur is manifesting through his being. You must be able to feel. In order to be revolutionary, you must be able to see misery around you, must be able to feel the whole mess around you, the hell. To be revolutionary, you must have a feeling that everything is wrong, everybody is wrong. Krishna is amidst the war. He did what was possible to avoid the war, but it was inevitable. So he is not bothered. He is not concerned because he knows life and death are two sides of the same coin. Each moment dies, giving place to the next moment. And you lament over the death or loss of anything. I have realized this many times. There had been losses in the business. Customer bought something, did not pay. So there is a reason behind it. What is the reason? Have you self-actualized it? But you remain bothered about it. Buddha was here in this land. Mahabir was here on this earth, but they were not revolutionaries because the question arises why. When one is at ease with oneself, introspect, now you are becoming more and more with each day, each moment. You are becoming more at ease with yourself. You are becoming more and more at ease with yourself. All is good. How can you be destructive now? How can you be full of complaint? Life attained its meaning. Don't you feel that way? That your life has fulfilled its purpose? Introspect. If your life has fulfilled or fulfilling every moment its very purpose, there is nothing to gain and nothing to lose. He cannot be destructive. You cannot be destructive anymore. You can be creative with each moment passing, and you will realize that your creative instincts becoming more and more prominent. The outcome, the proof of that is the 2 series that recently started, Tao Overflows and the cooking series, Khushbu cooking series. Look at the presentation and the creative instincts of the person who has done it. Is it not an expression of inner fulfillment? That something else with every moment is fulfilling in you? His revolution, your revolution can only be a creative one. And that is what is happening with each moment passing now in each one of you. Look at yourself, introspect, and you cannot see anything but his revolution can only be a creative one. And the difference between that person and you is that you cannot see anything creative. When you are using the wares or using the knife, are you using it creatively or you are using in a destructive way? But you cannot see there is creativity in it. There can be creativity in it. You cannot see there can be a creativity the way you use the spatula to turn over the item in the saucepan, in the frying pan. Can you see when I explain these minor details? Can you see any creativity in that or the expression of inner fulfillment? The way you plate your items on for serving, is it not an expression of your fulfillment? Your fulfillment expresses itself in the form of creativity. When someone destroys something, only then does one become, that becomes news. I had told you there was a statue of Jesus being brought from the cross and his head is resting on the lap of Mary. It was in the Basilica of Rome, a beautiful sculpture made by Michelangelo. the way the expression was on the face of Jesus, expression of fulfillment, an expression of fulfillment on the face of Mary, that my beloved, the beloved Son of God, is resting his head on my lap. When out of love your spouse rests his head on your lap, does it not give you a different kind of satiation? Only when this was not known, an American came from America and he said, I cannot be creative like Michelangelo, but I can be destructive and be in use by way of destruction. This is what we see around ourselves. The streak of destruction to attain to prominence. Buddha used the instinct of creativity, blossoming, to attain prominence, and that too not to attain prominence. He was simply creative, expressing his fulfillment through his creative instincts that became the prominence, and the situations all around that you see in the world currently taking place, these are the expressions of unfulfillment. It has reached, it begins with anger, it ends up in destruction. You feel that you could not create yourself, but you can destroy the humanity. And this is what is the cause of the war. You could not create yourself, you could not attain fulfillment in your life. So in the name of religion, in the name of many other causes, you are being destructive. A Lenin can be seen as a revolutionary but not a Buddha. All over the world now there are revolutionaries. All these people who are causing chaos in the world, they consider themselves revolutionary, and their number goes on mushrooming day by day. And the reason, what is the reason? It is because fewer and fewer persons are realizing their potentiality. All these people who claim themselves to be revolutionary, doing good in the name of religion, they have not realized their potentiality. Destruction is not the realization of the potentiality of an individual. They are violent and they want to destroy, because if there is no meaning in their lives, how can they feel there can be meaning in the life of others? This is the cause of the war. This is the cause of conflict. You realized that until sometimes before, you find that your life has no meaning in it. Now things have changed. So because of that, anger was coming in your life. You were full of complaint for this or that. Now, don't you feel that there is meaning is arising in your life? That your life is becoming more and more meaningful. More and more it is opening its petals. More and more it is becoming fulfilled. And then how can there be complaint? Only It is because these wars, these conflicts between the nations, between the people, is there because only a fewer persons are realizing their potentiality. They are violent and ready to destroy the seeds before they could blossom. That is what it is happening. The innocent children, women, men are being destroyed before they could attain to their total potentiality and before they could blossom, because there is no meaning in their life. If there was any meaning in their lives, this will vanish. The reason for the world in the present state is there is no meaning in the life of the persons who are at the helm of affairs. If there is a meaning, you look at the heads of the nations, none of them have self-realized themselves. Anyone who has self-realized himself, for him, the entire world becomes his family. This was the message that Krishna gave. This is mine, that is yours. This is the cause of, this is the beginning. This is mine, that is yours. Such is the thinking of narrow-minded people. The more narrow you are, narrow-minded you are, more full of complaints you are. You have not self-realized that we are not aliens nor as strangers joined. We are bound to each other by a causeless force. All of us are bound to each other by a causeless force. This very thinking, this very understanding, this very realization allows the process of blossoming in you, attaining the fruition in your life. Then you will realize the entire world is my family. Udarch ayam nija paroveti ganana laguchet sam. Those who think of this is mine, that is yours, this is a narrow understanding. This is the understanding of those who have not self-actualized themselves, who have not realized their potentiality, their innerness. And they are, why? Because of that, they are angry. Anger, when explodes, it becomes violence. And violence does not see any reason, and it justifies whatsoever it is being done. Whatsoever they are doing, it is justified by their own criteria. And the moment udar charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam, those who are self-realized, those who have lived this assertion, we are not aliens nor as strangers joined, we are bound to each other by a causeless force. They can think in terms of the benefit, welfare of the entire humanity. This has been the way of understanding of the land of Buddhas, land of awakened ones. And that's what makes the person different. I have, to some of the people I have not met, but does any one of you feel that kind of a distance with me? Don't you feel a kind of a closeness, a warmth flowing towards you through these words? Although we have not met, to some we have not seen each other. You may have seen me, but I have not. But that does not matter. The flower never sees you, but it continues irrespective of whether flower sees you or not, it continues to share its fragrance and beauty towards you. You see the flower, but the flower hasn't seen you. But do you feel that the flower gives more to the one whom flower sees? No. Because Udar Charitanam tu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, it lives that assertion that entire world is my family, the entire humanity, everyone who is aspiring for self-realization, he is in the process. There are many seeds which are in the packets, in the plant shops or in your cupboard. They have not yet been planted. So those who are planted, who are in the process of transformation, they have to be taken care of first. And then through you, someone else has to be, in someone else, the seed of awakening will be sown. That's why it is said, it flowed in the barren soils of thy inner sanctum. In the barren soils of thy inner sanctum, oft do I use the manure of compassion. Oft do I use the manure of compassion, warmth, lovingness. Then one day seed of awakening I sow. Then one day seed of awakening I sow. It is, seed is sown by gardener. Gardener sows the seed. The seed does not get sown by itself unless it falls by chance. Birds pick up a seed and they throw. But birds normally, they pick up the seeds when they are looking for their food. In the barren soils of thy inner sanctum, oft do I use the manure of compassion. Then one day seed of awakening I sow. One day seed of awakening I sow. With the rain of thy infinite bliss. The rain of thy infinite bliss, this seed shall attain fruition. The seed shall attain fruition at the dawn of new awakening. When the seed blossoms or attains its fruition, it is the dawn of new awakening in you. Dawn of new awakening, beginning of new life, beginning of a new journey for you. In the barren soils of thy inner sanctum, oft do I use manure of compassion. Then one day seed of awakening I sow. With the rain of thy infinite bliss, the seed shall sprout one day, and reckoning shall reap the fruits at the dawn of new awakening. If you have not blossomed, if you have not, look at you. How was your life? Full of violence, full of anger, full of destruction. And now the creative instinct has been sown into you. It is blossoming in myriad forms. A Mahabir, if there is no meaning in their lives, how can they feel that there can be meaning in the life of others? A Mahabir, a Buddha, a Christ is even aware. Mahabir specifically is even aware not to kill even a mosquito, insect. So they drink the water after filtering it. They do not eat food in the night either. A mosquito is not just a mosquito. This is the possibility. An infinite possibility is there. This mosquito can become divine. He cannot destroy it. Such is the understanding of Mahavir. It is impossible. He can only help. He can only he is only concerned with how to help the potentiality to become actual. The very purpose, the very rule, the very way of the awakened one is how your potential, hidden potential, can be actualized. And some of you would realize that now you are becoming more and more aware of your inner potentialities that you were not aware earlier on. That shows the process of growth is continuing. Do not go against anyone, rather help the people to be realized. Do not suppress them. Allow them to evaporate from you. Then that which you think is opposite to you is absent. How that is possible? Do not suppress them. Allow them to evaporate from you through your warmth. Their energy, first your energy in the company of the awakened one becomes flowing. Then through his inner warmth, it begins to evaporate from you. Then that which you think is opposite is absent. When they have evaporated, you will suddenly realize that silence is pervading, that love is there, compassion is there. They are not to be cultivated. You do not have to cultivate. Did you cultivate compassion that you are feeling now? Did you cultivate love that you are feeling now? Did you cultivate the silence that you are feeling now? This fulfillment that you are feeling now? It is the outcome of you being fluid-like in the warmth of the awakened one, in the warmth that you are feeling within you. All that is unwanted is evaporating, and as a residue, silence is overflowing, compassion is overflowing, love is overflowing. Don't you feel that you are more loving, more compassionate, more silent, more serene, more fulfilled as the day goes by? They are not to be cultivated. They are just like the stream which is hidden behind the rocks. Compassion, love, fulfillment, silence, serenity, they are like the stream that was once hidden behind the rocks. I have simply helped you to remove those rocks. The awakened one simply does what he does to remove those rocks, and the stream starts flowing. The stream of love, the stream of compassion, the stream of understanding, the stream of blissfulness, the stream of silence, the stream of serenity, the stream of oneness started flowing out of you. The stream is not against rocks, is the stream Was the stream against rocks? Not, and it is not opposite of the rocks. Just the absence of the rocks, and an opening happens, a stream starts flowing. Love is in you like a stream. Love is the stream, like a stream in you. Anger, violence, ignorance is like rocks. Remove the rocks, rock of anger. Self-realize. And in self-realizing your potentiality, you will realize the rocks are removed. But you go on forcing it inside, more inside. You are forcing anger more and more into you. Then you are forcing the stream as well to go more inside through this rock. The stream that was hidden, the stream of love, the stream of understanding that has become invisible because you had pushed the rock inside you, deeper and deeper inside you. With that, the stream also went inside, and then it is not visible. It is not overflowing through this rock. There is no need to hit someone with it. You want to hit someone because you do not know how to throw this, remove this rock yourself. So you are hurting someone, you are hitting someone. That is what I am teaching. That is what an awakened one teaches, to throw it without hitting anyone, to throw it without hitting anyone, and in that it dissolves. Everyone will profit out of this, and you see it, you are a proof of it, that everyone around you is getting profited. Some of them, the people who are around you, they have not met me. They have experienced my presence only through you. So you are reflecting that presence. You are reflecting that luster, that beauty, that fulfillment. And if you can throw this rock without hitting anyone, everyone will profit out of it. You may not be throwing it at others' head, but it was always there, and others will feel it. When you are angry, howsoever you suppress it, your anger is felt by the others. You vibrate it. Around you, a subtle sadness happens. Around you, a subtle sadness happens. Everyone becomes alert that some disease has entered. They do not feel that you have entered. In the form of you, a subtle disease has entered. Everyone wants to leave you. The moment you come, you enter, everyone wants to move out. When an awakened one moves, crowd gathers. You are becoming repulsive. In anger, you become repulsive. Your very attitude gives bad odor to you, bad odor, bad smell to you. You may not be aware of it, But biochemists say that when someone is in love, or is in anger, or is in sex, different odors, smells are released from the body. It is true. Actually, not metaphorical. This is not metaphorical. When you are in anger, a bad odor is released from your body. When you are loved, the quality is different. When you are in sexual passion, a different odor is released in you. Animals are attracted by the odor because when a female is ready, a subtle odor is released from her sex glands and the male is attracted to it. That's why the animals have a mating season. Without that odor, the female is never ready. That is why you see dogs smelling. They can smell sex. They cannot see sex in your eyes, in the eyes of the female. They experience the subtle odor overflowing through the genitals. You can see, you can smell this odor, this fragrance, this subtle attraction in the eyes of your spouse. If you are sexual, you are releasing a subtle odor. If you are angry, then too, because different chemicals are released in the blood system. How do dogs know that you are afraid? When a man is afraid, amino acid is released in his body in fear. So dog smells the amino acid, knows the person is afraid. Only then dog attacks you. So dog smells. Anytime you go to a strange place, a dog comes and starts smelling you. Have you not noticed that? And dog smells specifically by your genitals. And in that, dog realizes, because it cannot smell your face, it can smell your hands are downwards. And also at times when you are visiting a place, your hands are not downwards, in a different position. It smells your lower extremities. The moment it feels the odor of amino acid, it realizes this person is afraid. Different chemicals are released in the blood system. Consciously, no one may notice, but unconsciously, everyone notices it. You are a burden, repulsive, destructive. Throw this poison out of your system in a creative manner. So remember this, it is good to release whatsoever you are releasing in vacuum. Release it in the vacuum. The sky is big enough. It will not return it back to you. When you express your anger, you express your repulsion towards the awakened one, like a sky, like a vast canopy, it will absorb. When you release your refuge into the toilet bowl, it is connected to a different system. It is released from there. It does not stay there. It will not return it back to you. It will simply absorb and you will be released. This is the process of transformation. When you unleash your problems to an awakened one, it does not bother him, but you are feel released. So do anything meditatively and totally, even anger, even violence, even sex. That is why your experience is what you tell me sometimes. It is easy to conceive of how to be angry alone. It is easy to conceive how to be angry alone, but you cannot create a sexual experience alone meditatively. And you will have a different quality after that. Just while all alone, just close your room and move as if you are in sex act. Allow the whole body to move, jump and scream. Do whatsoever you feel like doing, but do it totally. Forget everything, the societal inhibitions and anything else. Move in sex act alone meditatively. Bring your total sexuality to it. With the other, the society is always present because the other is present. And it is so difficult to be in such a deep love that you can feel as if the other is not present. Only in a deep love, in a very deep intimacy, it is possible to be with your lover or beloved as if he or she is not. Only in deep love, in deep intimacy, a very deep intimacy, very deep love, in the depth of your warmth, it is possible to be with your lover or beloved as if he is not, she is not. She or he may not be present with you, but you will feel a deep love overflowing into your being, a deep silence overflowing into your being, a deep serenity flowing into you, a deep intimacy, the indescribable love, indescribable intimacy, indescribable feeling of overfullness you will feel, even if your lover or beloved is not with you physically. We will continue this in next session. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.